my nap. And Cole got a nap earlier when I did my shift of driving. So when we are done with the night, we should be in Florida, or at least getting close to it. Georgia is always a big state to get through, so we're somewhere in Tennessee right now. These states go so fast. So. Hello, Nashville. Oh, there it is. Well, we saw it. Made it through the night, and we've made it to a Buc-ee's. Oh, look up there. The Fort Wilderness. Frontierland, Disneyland. That's so cool. New Year's Eve celebration, 1979. Staging area, castle stage. That's so cool. We finally made it right at check-in time. So we have to get assigned our campsite and then go set up our tent. It is starting to drop in temperature a little bit. Right now the car says that it's 52 degrees and the wind is picking up a little bit. So we're going to get our tent set up and the heater going right away because it's supposed to drop down in the 20s with wind chill. It's supposed to be in the single digits. So yeah, let's go check out our campsite once we get through this line. Tell me about your car ride.
Good to stretch out.
We've officially made it to our campsite. We're staying in 2007, which, fun fact, that's the year I graduated high school. We got a bit salty on the ride, so we want to try and clean off the bikes, clean off the car a little bit, and set up our tent. But I'm going to show you a little bit about what our campsite looks like before we move into it. So we are in the 2000 loop. We did request the 1500 tent loop, and they weren't able to fulfill our loop request. So, but nice hammock trees, so I'm excited about that. And there's a concrete pad out front for parking your vehicle, and then a nice gravel area to set up your tent. You can also have a pop-up camper in these. There is a water spigot here, as well as electric. It looks like a couple different types of plugs there, depending on what your needs are. Yeah, I was gonna do the cool thing that like all the cool kids are doing, where you clap and then your like stuff is done and ready to go. But Cole was gonna film it for me, and he had to run over to the comfort station to use the restroom. So I don't know. We're gonna. We did it. I'll show you around in just a little bit, or in a moment. We don't have electricity right now at our site, and it's supposed to be like 23 degrees here soon. Wind chill of 8 degrees. So we'd really like some electricity, plus to be able to charge our stuff. So I'm gonna take care of that, and hopefully I'll give you a tour in a little bit. For right now, I'm gonna put the camera away, so I can figure out the electric. So I'll let you know what happens. Great news, we have electric. So I called the guest services just right from the app, and they sent over a guy. He was here, I don't know how long, I didn't time it, maybe should have. Relatively quick, but I was able to kind of finish organizing a few things and decorate one tree. So I have a whole bucket of Christmas lights left from other Christmas projects, and so I strung up a little thing of garland on some rope and our little banner there. So I'll show you around and what we've got going on in our tent so you can see our cold weather setup. So we like to use a hammock rainfly over our rope to dry our towels. That way dew doesn't settle on our towels overnight and just keep getting them wet. So that's a good way to dry your towels. We have our bicycles ready to go. They do need a bath, not only from being in storage, but the drive down here in Salt. Our car really needs a bath too. 2 hammocks with some perfect hammock trees back there so we can sit together. And then I'll show you what is in our tent. So we did stop at Target and pick up new pillows. We need new pillows anyways for our guest bedroom, so we forgot to pack those. I can already feel that heater putting off heat in here. We have nice big fluffy sleeping bags. I do have a winter rated sleeping bag that's like a big Agnes that the sleeping pad slips into the bag itself. And I don't know. It's not as comfortable of a bag for me because it's a mummy bag, and I like this one that has more foot room. We put an old comforter down underneath everything, and then our camp pads and a heating pad there. And you can see camp pad under that sleeping bag. So lofting yourself off of the ground is just as important, if not more important, than the thickness of your sleeping bags. So, and then we just kind of line the outside of our tent with our bags and gear for the week. We do have a refillable mugs. We're hoping they can just renew those. They're from last year. I hate collecting plastic things in our kitchen, and I don't want them to just go to the landfill, and nobody buys them when you donate them to Goodwill. So I'm hoping they'll just reactivate in the bottom. For those of you who don't know, these are the magic refill cups at Walt Disney World. They're $21.95 or something like that. And the bottom of them is an RFD chip. When you put it on the soda refill fountain, it registers saying it's an active cup, and then you can use the soda and you get free refills at all of the resorts for the entire of your stay. It actually activates it usually for 14 days, no matter how long your stay is for. So these ones are obviously expired. I just don't want to be wasteful when we can, like, these probably still work. The RFD chips are usually fine. And so hopefully they'll reactivate those. And then we do bring some rugs. My grandpa had made these for at the doorway, just so we have something nice to step on when you take your shoes off at the door. So that's it. That's our setup. Should be nice and toasty warm. I do have a fan in here for days that are hotter. It's a battery operated, rechargeable. And then I have a solar light up top there. So yeah, for those of you who are interested. And then this is my great grandma's wool blanket. That's just an extra blanket on top. Wool is so insulating for a top layer. That's the one that I patched last week. I washed it, and there's a little hole in it, so a little tear. So I patched that just with some needle and thread, and so that is kind of our top layer, just in case it gets cold. I forgot to mention why there's an easy up tent over our actual tent. The waterproofing on this tent has gone bad. I did buy a better quality brand of waterproofing. I tried waterproofing it last summer and it didn't take. It still leaked some. It's not supposed to rain this week, but the dew that settles down and collects on will still drip through. So that's why we have that above it. Plus it should help keep or hold the heat down into the tent. It has a reflective bottom on it. So that's why the easy up tent is over our tent. Normally I wouldn't do that. It's just this tent leaks. So I don't really know what to do about it because those tents are really expensive now. I actually saved up my lawn mowing money when I was in college to buy this tent. I love this tent. I just don't know how. I tried emailing REI to see if they made replacement rainflies for it because my tent itself is fine and they don't sell them separately. So if any of you know anything about waterproofing a rainfly, I'd love to hear, and I can show you what I bought to waterproof it. I hope it works. So this is what I picked up. It came really highly recommended, and I was able to pick it up on Amazon. So I'm going to try doing that when it's not so windy out. I would do it now, but it's just too windy. And then we bought a bunch of sidewalk chalk to give out to our neighbors and kiddos here at the fort so that they can do Festival of the Arts here at the Fort Wilderness. So, and then I have nicer chalk down below because I want to try doing chalk drawing. I've been wanting to do it for years and I've never taken the time. I actually really like doing art, just never spend the time doing it. So I'm hoping to do some this week out here on our little parking pad. Ooh, wow. I needed air in my bike tire. We are going to go grab some dinner. We're going to see if the food truck by the outdoor movie is open tonight. And if not, then we're going to go up to Trails End and see what they've got tonight. Yeah, so let's go for a little bike ride. We ended up ordering a pizza. We've always wanted to try the pizza here, and then desserts first because we're on vacation. This pizza looks incredible, especially for the price of it, and the entire pizza is the same cost as 2 slices, so good savings there if you have somebody to split it with or some way to take leftovers home. So we do have a cooler back at our campsite. We might need it.